Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Today's video is going to be on what is on my pedal board and why. First of all, let's get all the technical stuff out of the way. Make sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let's get into it. Pedal boards are kind of a touchy subject if you guys haven't realized that yet. Some people love them, some people don't even use them. Some people think that to get the purest tone, you have to plug right into the front of the amp and dime it. I wanted to share my rig with you, the same rig I use live, the same rig I use in the studio. It's been tried and true for me for a very long time, and I wanted to kind of give you guys some insight on the pedals I use and why I use them. First on the list, Korg Pitchback, Black Edition. Nothing too fancy here. I actually paid like $35 for this like 6 years ago at Guitar Center. It's been pretty good, no issues with it. You're gonna want to get yourself a tuner first. And I've been toying around with the idea of getting a Peterson strobe tuner, but I really haven't had a reason to. This thing has been bulletproof and it's lasted me this long and it works great. Now we're getting into the really fun stuff, the overdrives. First up, right after my tuner is this, the Greer Lightspeed. What can I say about this pedal? It's been on my pedal board since before I even knew what a pedal board was. I was lucky enough, my mom bought me this for Christmas a really long time ago. I don't even remember when. And it has been on my board ever since. I can't take it off. It sounds awesome. Now I use this primarily for my light overdrive sounds. You can get pretty gnarly with it. I did use it a couple times to get some really hairy sounds out of it. It really shines in the very light overdrive, and I like to put this first because it sounds very natural. It's just all around great pedal. Right after my Lightspeed is my Zen Drive. Now what I like to do is kind of stack my overdrives together, which isn't really a revolutionary idea. People have been doing it for years. But I like to do it with overdrives that are characteristically different. You wouldn't necessarily want to put a tube screamer in front of a tube screamer. I mean, you could, I guess. It might sound cool. You want to have overdrives next to each other that hit different parts of the frequency spectrum. And this does it for me. This is great. When I really want to get some high overdrive sounds, this hits the mark. It's a great sounding pedal. I made a video about it before. All in all, great pedal. Next pedal, next stage of pedal board, if you will. After my overdrives, I really like to run some sort of boost pedal. The pedal I run directly after my two overdrives isn't necessarily a boost pedal, but I like to use it as one. It is Mythos Wildwood Edition Mjolnir. This pedal is awesome. I run it just like this. I run the gain all the way down and the treble and the output about noon. It gives a really nice bass boost to your signal, which I really like. And it doesn't get it that much dirtier. And sometimes you can just boost the output a little bit to really cut through, but it's just got a different frequency than my other two overdrives. So when I do engage it, it really shines and takes off. This pedal is great. If you can find one, pick it up. It's awesome. Next up after the Mjolnir is this. It is a Kingsley Page Tube Boost. This is a pretty interesting pedal because you can still use this as an overdrive. What I really like to do, one of my favorite things with this pedal, is when I have an amp that's just about to break up, kick this on. It gives you a different flavor with the tube that's in it. It's warm. And you could also adjust the low end on it, which is pretty cool. And it's just a great pedal, man. It sounds so good. It'll liven up any amp. If you want it to be transparent, it can. Just turn that gain down. This pedal's been a little secret weapon for me when recording and stuff. It's just so cool, man. This is another pedal where the prices have skyrocketed again, because they're another small builder and people order them and they come out new and there's a waiting list and then people just flip them on Reverb, but I am never selling this. All right, next portion of the pedal board. We're getting into the modulations, delays, reverb, stuff like that. So this next pedal, kind of funny story. I have been trying to get this pedal off my pedal board for 5 years. Every time I buy a different one, I keep it, put it on, and wound up taking it off and just putting this back on. So here it is. The Line 6. You've seen them on a million boards. They're great, man. They sound awesome. It's just so big. It needs its own power supply, which is annoying when you're playing live shows. Even after all that, I can't take it off my board. I've tried. I must have bought, in the last year, 5 or 6 delay pedals that I go, oh, this one's it. This is the one. And they last 2 weeks, and I put this back on. A cool thing that this does that I found other ones don't is if you're playing a particularly bright guitar or a bright amp, this tends to kind of dull out the highs a little bit, but just in the right way. It's phenomenal. If anybody has any suggestions of what's similar to this so I could take this off my board, let me know. But great pedal. It's been on my board for a very long time, and there's a reason so many great players use them. Next on the list in modulation, it is this Dsl Effects Roto Sim. Now, this pedal, shout out to Jason Sine, even though he's probably not going to watch this. I saw him using it, and I was like, man, that thing sounds awesome. And it really does. These are getting a little harder to come by. They made a new edition, but these seem to be the ones that everybody is after. Really cool thing about this pedal, emulating a Leslie, is right here it has a gain switch, so you can flip that on and add gain, which emulates the tube-driven Leslies. And there's a nice significant volume boost in these, and it's awesome. You could change the ramp-up time of the tweeters, slow to fast. Pretty simple pedal, but really cool. It sounds really, really good. Last but not least is Reverb. I like to use Reverb at the end of my signal chain. Just keeps everything a little cleaner. Since none of my amps have effects loops for some reason, I don't know why. They're all boutique amps. You would think they would have effects loops, but they don't. It is this, the Fender Triverb, or Traverb. It's cool, man. It's really cool. It's got that harmonic tremolo, kind of like those old Magnatone amps, which is really good. It's got opto trem, the bias trem, and then it's got all the desirable Fender 63, 65 reverbs, and it's even got a plate reverb on it too. Really cool pedal. My fiance actually got me this for Christmas. Thank you. She actually went onto my Reverb watch list and found it. She's a keeper. Looks cool on your board too. It stays lit up, which is also really cool, and it's been good. And it's gonna stay on my board because it's hard to find a good reverb that you really gel with, and I really gelled with this one. So what do all these pedals sit on? I'm going to show you. It's this. It's the Blackbird 24x12. I'm also running a Voodoo Labs +2 power supply. The Blackbird pedal board is actually a really good deal. I think it's $179. I'll have to make sure. It comes with a road case and the pedal board. Usually I would build my own pedal boards, but I decided, I'm like, okay, you know, walking around with a lot of expensive pedals here, I finally did it. It was a great decision. Very happy that I decided to go with it. I hope this video helped you guys understand how people use pedal boards and how you can stack different pedals together. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to do it. It's totally up to you. If it sounds good to you, it's probably okay. That's it. Let me know down below what you think about my pedal board. If you think it's shit, if you think it's great, if you use pedal boards, if you don't use pedal boards, let me know down below. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.